Hi guys, Dranson90 here again, and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, we're going to be talking about the Guyver Bio Boosted Armor series. So let's not waste any time, let's take a look. Nice. So, the Guyver Bio Boosted Armor series came out in the early 90s on video. There were 12 episodes spread across 12 videos, and each one, the artwork on itself, just by itself, sold me just like curious as to what it was at the time, and it's just something that's amazing. I mean, yes, I've had these for so long now, so they're definitely showing their age, and obviously the videos, Netflix and all that, and VHS tapes. But it was so good, and I haven't watched this series in a very long time, and it's really hard to, and I'll explain a bit more as to why later on. But it came out in 12 videos, and only one episode per video, so it was literally spread out as that. So it was only like, what, on average about 250 minutes for the entire series on video, which is not very long, considering. And I'm not going to spoil anything, but by the end, of this one, you just want there to be more. You want to kind of understand, what's going to happen next, because of what happens. So, what else is there to say about that? It's very, very good. Just a brief kind of overview. It's, about a company called the Kronos Corporation, who are kind of like intent on taking over the world. They've turned people into monsters called zoonoids, and they're, gonna overthrow the governments and take control of the entire world. And then there's the Guyver units. There are 3 Guyver units. They are alien units, and a high school kid, 17-year-old Sho Fukumachi, takes on the Guyver by mistake, and then you can obviously completely alters his life and takes him on this, over 12 episodes, which is like the span, I think, over like only a few days, probably not even a week. It's based around. So, again, the time frame's really short. The show itself was really short. But yeah, I mean, over the 12 videos, but the artwork, just looking at the first one, and then, as you go on, from the second one, and then you just keep progressing on, the obviously for Japanese artwork, as usual, it's just so impressive. For this one, the fourth one, this actually took me years, and I mean years, to get this one. It was one of those ones where it never showed up on eBay. It never showed up, anytime, like in car boot sales or anywhere else I was actually trying to look for it. So when I found it, I think I picked it up from a retro game shop. It must be good 10 plus years now since I actually picked it up. So again, I have had it for a very long time, but it did take me years to pick it up. But again, yeah, again, the artwork just draws you to it. And when I first saw it, and I just had to pick it up. It was quite pricey for what it was, I felt, at that time especially, but, I had to own it. And again, as you go on, it's like you look at the artworks of each of them, and you kind of think, it really does make you think, just, what's going to happen, all these other things, especially since the actual, the artwork at the back isn't actually always in chronological order, in the sense that, like, on the back of the first one, you'll see things from, like, the later episodes. So, you kind of don't put the pictures on the back into context. But again, from volume Data 7, it's kind of where it all goes a bit different. That's kind of the halfway point in the show. And you start to learn a lot more about Kronos, what it's about, how big it is, and, kind of then what transpires for this half of the show. And, again, it's just like, you look at all of the different artworks, and, it's just so compelling. It's like, it's what drives people to watch animes and stuff like that. It's not just the stories and everything else, but it's just the fab artwork that comes with them. And, you know, it's just lots of different things that go into it, and you know, it's just so amazing. You know, I've always been fascinated by art, and you know, I'm not a very good artist. You know, I don't claim to be. I don't want to be, but you know, at the same time, you know, I think I would kind of enjoy it in the sense of accomplishment. Obviously, not going to be as artistic as these, but you know, I wouldn't hesitate to give it a go. And then you had 2 movies of the Guyver that came out, and I think, you know, the movies themselves were. I've only seen one out of the 2, which is Guyver Dark Hero. This actually says 1993 on the back, so I think this actually came out before the animated. I keep saying animated. Both series are animated. Before the actual first series of it, so the first and only series of it on video. So, you know, and there was a this is actually the second movie, technically, because the first movie had Mark Hamill playing the protagonist and playing as the Guyver. So I don't actually own that one. I'll try and put a picture somewhere on the screen just to show like the front cover of it, just so you see it. But again, I've never seen it, and it's quite hard to get hold of. It's never really up there for me to get. Like, so, you know, hopefully one day I'll pick it up and watch it. Apparently it's not that great, but I do kind of want to see it just so I can say I've kind of seen everything the Guyver has to offer. But it's a very good movie. You know, it really does kind of, again, take some things from the show itself. I say it like that, but obviously if this is 93 and 94, and this was obviously before the show, but obviously kind of adapt it for whichever way, you know. But yeah, and then come 2007, they've released Guyver on DVD, and it's not the same series. It's well, sorry, it is the same series, but it's, instead of 12 episodes over the course of 7 DVDs, there's 26 episodes. Which, when I first found out about this through my brother, this was astronomical. You know, as a big Guyver fan, you know, watching this was so strange because, like, the destinies of each person, each character in the show is either the same or different, and they may or may not happen in different parts. And like the stuff like you'll see, you know, in comparison to the original one, you'll see more hyperzoonoids. You know, some hyperzoonoids may survive longer than others. You know, you just don't know when you first watch this. And again, you know, they spanned it over seven different DVDs, showcasing it all. And again, you know, everything happened in a different order, or happened, you know, later, because they were kind of going an avenue where they put like different episodes in different places, and they'd put different new episodes that you wouldn't have seen them on the videos, on the original ones, or on these ones, excuse me. So, you know, it's just like so many things that you have, so many questions that I had leading up to the end of this. You know, because again, just like the 12th one, even though like after the 12th video, like you know, every episode on this series after the 12th episode is literally all extra stuff. Obviously, you know, you find out a lot of different things. You understand more about the Zoa Lords and you know, everything that happens. You know, and then there's a time jump at one point. You know, it's just like there's so much to learn when watching this. And again, this also ends where you kind of, well, I'm not going to spoil it, I guess. But, you know, it's again, like both series end with you know, you want to have answers to certain questions. But yeah, I mean, I think, you know, I really wish they had done more of this one, especially because they enhanced this so much more over the original one. But I really do love every single one. I haven't watched the videos in a very long time, and with these ones, you know, I just think that it's, you know, I watch these like every year. Like I watch them at least once every year. Well, I'm getting a bit thirsty actually. Excuse me 1 second. Pause for hydration. Excuse me. Anyway, so yeah, I I really wish they'd done more. I really wish that it was something that they carried on with. But yeah, all in all, I think it was definitely something. Again, I love it so much. It's always been my kind of thing. It's not everyone's taste. Some people don't like that sort of thing, but I just think it's so great, and I just wish they'd done more. I wish they kind of really got to the final part of it, and to kind of say, this is what happens. This is what's everybody's destiny at the end. But we may never know. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching. If you like what you saw, hit the thumbs up button, subscribe down below, and let me know what you think in the comments about the Guyver. Which one do you prefer? I think for me, obviously, the answer is going to be the DVD version, just because there's so many more episodes. It just goes far deeper. The videos still hold a great place in my heart. I'm never going to get rid of them. There's such an integral point of my childhood and stuff. And this is what this channel's about. It's not just about retro gaming. It's not just about other retro things. It's just thinking about what has a positive influence on you. What retro anything is. What part does it play in your lives? What part is resting inside your heart? Something that you will never get rid of. Let me know in the comment section below. And as ever, thank you very much for watching. Thank you for subscribing. And until next time, guys, take care of yourselves.